Welcome to Fellowship of Geeks. I'm Diane.
And I'm Jim.
And we're here to fellowship and talk all things geek with you.
What do we have on tap today, Diane?
I thought first we might talk about some upcoming releases that are coming out. There are a lot of new things coming this summer and fall.
And winter.
And winter.
But just dropped. So what caught your attention first that might be coming this winter or fall, as the case maybe?
Speaking of just dropped, they just dropped the teaser trailer for Stranger Things season 5?
The final season.
Sure.
The quest for more money.
I mean, it has to be a final season at some point because the actors are starting to look too old to pull this off.
They're older than Ralph Macchio was when he made Karate Kid by this point.
They're not. Is it Melissa Joan Hart that was like in her also in her 30s when she did Sabrina?
When she was Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah,
exactly.
This is. I do have to say my one of my takeaways from the trailer and the first time we watched it was, boy, they all kind of look like they're trying really hard to play young.
It certainly looked like that, and somebody else we saw made a comment that 11 looked like she was married to Hopper, and they were some old married couple. And I'm like, oh, I don't know that, but I'm like, she is. It's looking older. They don't look 11 anymore.
What's the older sister? Carol? No. What's the older sister's name? Mike's older sister.
Oh, Mike's older sister. I couldn't tell you. Steve's ex from season 1.
This is good video here.
It's authentic, though.
She particularly looks like she's trying to play younger than she is. As opposed to be perfectly honest, Winona Ryder, who probably looks better than she has in the last 20 years.
Stopping shoplifting will stop aging you as much, so. Is that unkind? I'm sorry.
Might be unkind.
She has resurrected her career almost as good as Robert Downey Jr. did.
Right.
So, that's pretty cool. Good for her.
She is doing very well. This has been a huge comeback series for her, and she does look really good in them and looks better every season, to be perfectly honest. So I'm hoping to see her in more things.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
This would be nice if this kind of jump-started her career again. We thought that in season 1 and 2, and the only thing she's gone on to do is more Stranger Things.
Season 4?
So, yes.
Indeed.
Last season, it had kind of the same feel where it transitioned them from middle schoolers to high schoolers. They did all start looking like older high schooler kids now.
That was like 3 years ago.
And that was 3 years ago. I mean, you laughed about 11 looking married. She is now married.
Right. That'll happen. By the time season 6 comes out, she'll be happily not married anymore.
Possibly.
I mean, it's Hollywood after all. All right, so what did you think about the tone of the trailer?
But it is, again, it's a trailer for something. It's a teaser, because it's not even a trailer.
It's one vignette after the other. I mean,
for something that's
video.
Not coming out until for another 6 months.
Was it Thanksgiving the first ones dropped, and then Christmas Eve, and then, or no, it was Christmas and then New Year's Eve?
It was too far away for me to pay any more attention.
Damn it! What's coming out soon? Well, no, really. How did the tone of the teaser feel to you? So you didn't really care for the tone of the last even couple seasons. Maybe.
I did not care for last season's tone. It was very dark. I think I don't care for the Vecna story arc, maybe.
Okay.
It harkens a little bit to Nightmare on Elm Street, where everything takes place in a dream world. And I'm not a huge fan of Nightmare on Elm Street either, so...
Yeah, it was never something that drew you to it, or...
I can't find the connection between the two different worlds they've now created. Because there's the Upside Down with the creatures that they had a clear portal to, and then there's this weird thing with Vecna that approaches you during your dreams.
Right.
And they tried to draw a connection. Vecna ended up in the Upside Down, and he's leading the Upside Down. It's a step too far for me. Apparently. It got muddled.
It got a little muddled, and it was a little dark. And it felt like they tried to do a whole lot, and they realized, oh my gosh, we're going everywhere, and tried to draw it back, and then the season was over, and it was like, So yeah, I feel you on the muddledness.
I did not have that yes kind of moment that maybe I was looking for in a teaser, or maybe it'll come in a trailer. There's mixed reporting on whether Max survives her coma or not.
Right. There was a lot about, and as I recall, I mean, it was so quick. I don't recall seeing Max in the teaser.
I'm not sure I do either, but he was sitting by the bedside
Right.
at part of it. So again, it would have given that piece of hope
Right.
if you'd seen. I think I left the teaser
A little bit of a hook
with
there.
Steve Harrington continues to be my favorite character.
Of course he does.
And
he's got pretty hair. I don't have pretty hair anymore. I used to have pretty hair. That was a long time ago.
You even brushed it like Steve Harrington.
Like when a long time ago, like when they were in junior high. We just wanted to play D&D.
Right. So, I don't know.
Hard to tell from a teaser, and
Hard
again,
to tell from a teaser.
I'm excited for it to close it out and see that again, but coming from the last even couple seasons is like, what are they doing now? How is this? Is it going to have a satisfactory ending, or are they not going to stick the landing and you're going to go away like, oh gosh?
My hope
around for
in
this.
waiting as long as they have for this to come out is that they really did work the story to give it a satisfying ending.
And yeah, I mean, and that is a big hope.
It is.
And then there's there's like the movies that, they do reshoots and rewrites and are back and forth and back and forth.
Right.
Just get worse, not better. I mean, you never saw the original usually, but still, it's like,
Right.
oh gosh, how much are they messing around? What are they doing? How's this gonna all shake out? So the time's like, oh, they spent their time and got it right. Oh, they spent a lot of time mucking around. Did
They
they
spent a lot
get
of
in
time.
right? So
Yeah.
what else is coming out that is on your radar you're excited about?
So next week,
Next week, I think.
Fantastic Four comes
Fantastic Four comes out.
out. Is that on my radar? Am I excited about that one? This is another one, I have to be honest. The trailers have me wanting to go see the early Fantastic Four movie.
The other, did they make two
It made
different
two.
sets?
This is the third Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah, and none of them, again, not a big superhero guy per se. The Fantastic Four has never resonated with me. Never been like, oh, they seem really cool. Like, I just was not super excited. Galactus and the Surfer are interesting, but the Fantastic Four as a superhero team, I'd rather the Avengers or the Scooby-Doo gang or any like that just doesn't really ring true for me.
And that's what I'm a little surprised to hear that, because I feel like Fantastic Four would hit on some of your superhero
Hang-ups. It's okay to call them
Hang-ups?
hang-ups. It's okay to call them hang-ups.
I feel like it should hit on several of those.
Because they don't have superpowers, they have mutations.
Right. So going back to, I'm not a comic book Fantastic Four follower. So going back to, is it Jessica Alba and
Good Lord.
Chris
Evans.
Fantastic Four? I'm going to call that the first.
Okay.
All right. So I'm calling that one the first one.
Right on.
It is very clear, and they spend a lot of time in that one on their trips to space and why they were in space and how they got radiation poisoning that caused their mutations that they then turned to use for good, becoming the Fantastic Four. Okay. This one seems to like skip all of this. Like they're just magical anyhow.
Right. There's no backstory. It's like boom, here we go. And
Here
I
we
mean,
go.
maybe there is because I haven't seen the movie yet. But from the trailers, they go. It feels
They're already
as though they've
known
been the
as.
Fantastic Four. Right.
Correct.
Right.
I think the other problem that I didn't recognize coming up until the trailers for this one, there is a timeline disparity in Fantastic Four that this one seems to try and walk the fine line of. Fantastic Four that came up in, I'll say the 70s, maybe the 60s and 70s. If you were watching these trailers, the culture appears to be mid 50s, maybe early 60s.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep.
With a heavy hand of modern day. So I can't tell which time frame culturally they're falling in.
There was some of that article. I'm like, these cars all look old, yet they have modern conveniences. So that
The
seemed
women
a little,
are dressed in very mid 40s, early 60s kind of wear, and so
yeah. I'm like, is it modern? Is it atomic punk? Like
right.
what is their setting they're trying to go for here?
Is this
and again, I
part
don't know
of
the comics, so
right.
maybe that was true. I mean, they have space travel, but 1950s cars.
And is this part of what's made Fantastic Four very challenging to bring forward as a franchise or as a member of the MCU? Because is it easier to adapt a Spider-Man, to adapt an Iron Man to a modern era? Is it harder to adapt this?
To see where it fits in time wise.
Right.
Hey, it's the modern day. Hey, it's not the modern day. Hey, it's a alternate universe of the modern day, which would have to be for a female surfer anyway. So like we've already kind of gone off the reservation there. So are we in the multiple threads? Like what's going on? Yeah.
So it does
Too
have
much.
me a tiny bit interested in maybe not spending our time, but spending my time to go watch the other two Fantastic Fours before I get to this one. And probably take little stuff he'd be interested in going to see this one. And we'll be back in
Because it's
town.
cool
so
and hip and new and all good.
it's cool, hip,
so
and new, and he likes superheroes.
how many Wednesdays is it till Wednesday?
Did you tell me it was 3 Wednesdays? 5 Wednesdays?
I think that's what I think it was 3 I saw the other
Wednesdays.
day.
I should have worn
3
my
Wednesday
Wednesday
till Wednesday.
shirts
Oh,
today.
Wednesday show. That'd be good.
3 Wednesdays to Wednesday would be very exciting for season 3.
As I love the Addams Family, loved the Wednesday show. Was really good. So I'm looking forward to the next season. Kind of curious where they're going to go with some of the casting changes and people that were in it that kind of happened after the show was out.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do. But I really enjoyed it. Always loved the Addams Family. Always loved Gomez and Morticia. I'm like, oh, we need more of them guesting in. It was nice to see Fester come in for an episode.
I hear Morticia's going to become the new dean, so they should be in it
all the time.
more.
That'd be awesome. I'm excited.
As a segue, that's really funny because I think Addams Family has always bridged the cultural timeline well because of how they stay in their gothic timeline.
And they were out
they
of
just
time.
Interact with the world, so it doesn't matter what the outside world is.
They were out of time, but they also had that timeless quality where, because even though they're freaks, they're outsiders, whatever you want to call them, they were outside the norm. But whatever the current norm timeline culture was, you could just plug them in with some of those modern touches, and you wouldn't notice that it was it should be the 50s or the 20s or whatever. Always fit in really well. So the stock ticker, instead of it being the actual ticker tape coming through from the old show, now Gomez is checking it on his laptop or on his really dark cell phone.
And I think season 1 and 2 did that really well. Right, Mo. Did that really well in the series, as Wednesday makes comments about, I don't use a cell phone. I don't want a cell phone. Welcome to the modern world. Here's a cell phone. This is how we contact each other.
Right.
And she adapts to that pretty well and uses it. So it's exciting to kind of see where that is going to draw next. Is this season 3?
No, this is just season 2.
This is season 2.
Season
Okay.
2.
All of a sudden I was like, what's the plot of season 2? I've just lost it. It's because there is no season 2 yet.
Not yet.
I wrote season 3.
A few more days and another
3
Wednesday.
Wednesdays to season 2 of Wednesday had me very confused. But I also think the way that they honor her and honor her background a little bit has been really good. To even just give her the credit of a separate uniform. It's the same uniform, but it's in her style, and not force that color onto her was really well done. And just blended then to the I'm gonna call it clash between her and her roommate.
And a roommate who was over the top and
right, all
the colors
all
of the rainbow and all the flashiness. So yeah, it was a neat juxtaposition there. And how they were able to form tolerance and then even a friendship as it went on. So
yes, and I think you're right. I'm interested to see which hints of stories from season 1 they pick up in season 2. and which characters will come back or not come back.
And I liked, and I don't know, I don't think it was there, and I mean, I don't know what other background it is, but how they had the house rivalries within the school was very reminiscent of Harry Potter. So that was kind of cool how they had the rivalries and that, and just the different types of people that were in those groups. And so I thought that was interesting. I'm looking to see more of that in season 2.
I'm excited about that. All right, one I know you were excited about.
Oh yeah, I tell you what, I'm excited for it.
That's not even the one I was thinking about.
Oh,
all right,
man.
So
I jumped ahead.
I tell you what, King of the Hill.
King of the Hill comes back after a 14-year. I mean, a really long hiatus.
Really long.
And they're going to drop all 10 episodes at once on Hulu.
Well, and because I think they're trying to jump the storyline 20 years.
They do. They jump it ahead considerably. I don't know if it's a full 20 years because I don't feel like Bobby's 30.
Bobby's probably not 30.
But he's in his 20s. So yeah, looking forward to see that. Hank and I mean, Hill's moved away, and we're in Saudi Arabia from what I saw. And I'm like,
which just the concept of that has me.
I mean, Hank was always a little bit of a fish out of water. I might not
be able to buy that part
in our
of
society.
Like, what has happened at Strickland Propane that Hank moved to Saudi Arabia?
To go drill for propane?
That
and propane
doesn't
accessories?
make any sense to me at all. And so I'm hoping that doesn't, can I accept the verisimilitude to just go with the story?
Was he able to get in a zone where he could have Alamo beer brought in? I mean, did he have to go Dubai for that?
Peggy in Saudi Arabia?
Oh, God, no.
I mean, in my opinion, that would be crazy.
That's a show I really want to see.
But yeah, and that's another one I think I'm excited to see them bring back characters whose voice actors passed away in the meantime. It looks like everyone returned from the trailers. Mm-hmm. Everybody returns to the neighborhood,
right,
and to Rainy Street. But we know that some of the voices have changed. Given the time difference, I don't think that's going to be noticeable. Given the fact that they're actors, I don't think that's going to be noticeable.
It's voice acting. They don't have to de-age them or get a little extra Botox and touch them up there.
Right. But it's been nice to see kind of the acknowledgement and the homages to those actors that have come out in the meantime. So, yeah, I'm really curious for a grown-up Bobby.
Grown-up Bobby? I mean...
Grown-up Joseph?
Grown-up Joseph, grown-up Connie. What about Luann and Lucky's baby?
Oh, my gosh.
Is going to be, I mean, practically driving.
I can't wait to hear the story on why Lucky has passed away, because there is no way Lucky has survived this long, given his lifestyle.
Hope he didn't slip on the pee-pee at the Costco.
What kind of nutty thing did he do with his truck that was super awesome, but killed him?
That's what happens when you hang out with dudes named Mud Dauber.
Right. Right. And what special guests they'll bring back.
Right.
I mean, one of the great things about the series, and we of course have binge watched the series frequently on streaming services. So, but one of the great things it originally did was it had guest actors on, and it had reoccurring guest actors for a long time. Lucky,
Tom Petty,
right? Who was a one-time kind of maybe a couple of episodes and became a standard character, voiced by Tom Petty. Amazing to have had that go on as many seasons as it did.
Became a full-on, all-the-time character, not just like an occasional drop-in.
So I'm curious to see who they'll be able to get, come back and do a voiceover. Can you get Willie Nelson again to do something?
Willie's getting up there, yeah.
Willie is getting up there. That one will be fun to watch.
Yeah, and see what they and all 10 drop at once. I'm like, I'll get your Alamo beer and your seat on the couch. Like, nobody's going to be standing in the alley that night.
Might have to binge that one.
Gonna have to crush right there. Okay, so what was the one that I got? I jumped ahead of you, I'll tell you what.
So, speaking of funny things then, and over the top, Naked Gun, I don't even know what number this Naked Gun is.
It's a reboot. Or rebirth, or redo it. Well, I mean, it's a continuation of the story because
See, I don't feel like a continuation of the story can be a reboot.
Well, but I mean, they're all. I mean, there's the great scene where they're all paying, homage to their fathers. I mean, we get Liam Neeson to play Leslie Nielsen's son. Come on, that's just good stuff right there. Who would think, the Taken guy is going to play Frank Drebin Jr.?
Right.
Come on, that's just ridiculous.
It is nice to see him have as big a sense of humor as this looks like.
So I'm really looking forward to that one. I enjoyed the first one. I enjoyed that humor. Leslie Nielsen was great. The Abrams were great. Airplane. I mean, all the movies they made were just fantastic. And even as the premise ran on, Naked Gun 2 and Naked Gun 33 and a third. I mean, just some of the jokes. I mean, even if all the funny stuff was in the trailer, there's so much funny stuff that was
there's
in the
no
trailers
way it's all
seen.
in the trailer. There's no way it's all
he's
in
a
the
little,
trailer.
campfire cookie girl in the bank robbery, and like, come on. The OJ son, and he's like, nah, I'm good.
I am interested to see it for kind of the little winks like that. I am much more an Airplane fan than I was a Naked Gun fan. So not that I don't appreciate slapstick humor. I don't know what the difference. I don't know that I could identify what the difference is in me liking one more than the other, but I did.
I mean, Naked Gun was never lowbrow, but it wasn't highbrow. And it felt like there was, as gonzo as it was, it, like, thinking about Airplane, it seemed like it worked on so many levels, but you had to have a plugged-in, intelligent audience to get a lot of the different jokes.
Yes.
And the little, it's like the winks and the nods here and there. They're just, just so many, and it's just a little subtle difference. And the Naked Gun movies were not dumbed down, but a little baser as far as where their humor was, and you didn't have to quite think as much and be as engaged.
It wasn't in your face, but it is slightly more obvious than some of the jokes in Airplane. So that I get that. That is probably the difference that I appreciate or don't appreciate in them. I'm interested to see this really come to fruition, because I think part of the reason why it's been so many years is you kind of can't make those jokes anymore. So as long as you go after everybody and you make evenly these jokes everywhere, this should be pretty funny.
And I think we need to make those kind of jokes again and just take everybody on, left, right, middle, up, down. Like, none of us are perfect. We're all funny. We all can. Used to be everyone could laugh at themselves.
Yes.
And
we
so
certainly can.
We could certainly laugh at ourselves, and our cat that comes in the screen and
comes in
helping out there. Just fell down the stairs right before we started and was all
he needed some comforting.
Good Lord, son. So yeah, and I hope, and the OJ one. There's an obvious hit, like, oh, we need to be able to laugh at ourselves. As tragic as a character as he turned out to be, like, that little throwback and be like, no, not even going there. I was like, okay, I like that in itself is funny enough. They're like acknowledging, this situation was so screwed up, man, we're not even going to go there. That's a bridge too far, and yet we're laughing about it because they went there.
Right, because we understand why you're not going there.
Right.
Okay, so to pick up on something we talked about last week then, of course Naked Gun is also then doing a popcorn bucket.
Oh, yes. What's their popcorn bucket? I haven't seen it. You must not have shared that one with me. Oh my God, that funny.
It's a nice beaver.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Nice beaver, thanks. I just had it stuffed with popcorn. Your stuffed beaver popcorn conveyance.
So I think that is my one, hesitation. Because if that's the joke they're referencing here, when I saw, it wasn't called Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Whatever the Anne
Hathaway?
Hesh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Rebel Wilson, right? They did their remake of Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, which literally told the same jokes. It was the same plot, the same jokes, with female leads instead of male. Now, I went with a younger crowd who thought it was hysterical. They had never seen Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. They didn't know that it's not just a remake. It's
Right.
not a reboot. It's the same script, which I found infuriating.
And
So my hope is with the Funny Popcorn Bucket.
Mhm.
It is again an homage. It is not then going to be the same script.
Well, I mean, I just think from some of the stuff you see in the trailer, it's not going to be all the same stuff, and they're going to have enough different things. And I mean, if they want to bring the Queen in and get Reggie Jackson out there, I'm there. Look, it's Enrico Palazzo. Come on.
See, and there are jokes that will fall flat because it's not the same timeline. You do have to bring this is another one. You have to bring it forward because what makes those genius is the cultural references to them.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I mean, the trailer makes me more excited about somebody to see the trailer. Stranger Things, like, what are they gonna do here? Like that one, I'm jazzed. I'm like, oh, the first one was in there, and like the whole line of the pictures, the bank robberies. I'm like, oh, I'm so there. Let's go. Can this movie come out now? I'm like, August, damn it! I can't wait that long. I need it now.
I mean, it's like 2 weeks away, but
Oh, it's far away as Wednesday. I'm King of the Hill. So impatient.
I do think that's going to end up being a really fun one. I find that movies don't have quite the legs they used to have, so there is kind of the feeling that we need to get out in the first
Get out
week
and
or
see
two
it.
and see it before it
And
disappears
if you don't, you
somewhere.
miss out on the popcorn bucket.
Well, if you miss out on the popcorn bucket.
Right? What's the point?
All right, so the other fun popcorn bucket
Oh
that's
yeah,
come
that
out.
one. That was really good.
I'm not as excited to see Freaky Friday, which they're not even giving a number to. I don't know how many times this movie's been redone.
And I mean, just in the name Freaky Friday, probably at least 3 times, but they've made that movie a dozen times.
Well, this is not even the first one with Lindsay Lohan
Right.
and Jamie Lee
Yeah.
Curtis, so I don't know how they're making another Freaky
I
Friday
mean, I
one.
don't know. Now that they want to get back, they want to be each
Freakiest
other.
Friday? I don't know.
I don't know.
But they took the popcorn bucket one extra step and decided that they would do a Freaky Friday switch with it. So they have a giant popcorn bucket with popcorn on top that the lid comes off, and it's actually soda inside it.
A drink conveyance?
And then they have a drink one with an icy soda sticking out the top that comes off the lid and holds popcorn inside it. Now, my only one comment was, I hope you get more popcorn than that.
Well, I mean, you're going to keep your thing. You're going to keep your popcorn drink bucket
That's true.
conveyance. They'll give you a big popcorn.
That's true.
You're going to pay, the premium fee.
This
for
is
whatever
one
it
that I
is.
feel like you need to get the pair. One or the other would not work nearly as well.
They can't
They
not
can
sell
do
them
both.
apart. I mean, you got to get the part. Come on, you got to get them together. That's got to
So.
be a combo deal. Get the super combo for just a quarter more. Just $25 more. Yeah, yeah.
If you're going to do impractical popcorn buckets, this one seemed
Got it.
like a lot of fun, and I appreciate that they played some fun with it.
Yep.
So that seems fun.
Getting on there, yeah, you got to go.
I don't
all
even
in.
know when that movie comes out, though, so
I would assume. I mean, that feels like a late summer. Hey, we don't want to compete against the big boys, but have it come out sooner than later.
Right.
So. All right. So now, man, popcorn bucket news again. 2 different ones. That's awesome. Keeping up on
let's
that
go look
track.
it up real quick.
They better have the good ones. So, all right, so that was our coming attractions, things that we're excited about that's coming out.
Friday 2. Let's see if it had a release date.
Freaky Friday.
I have a cast. Oh, that's not helpful
Oh,
at
that's
all.
not helpful at all.
Oh, August 7th.
Obviously, yeah, it feels like
Okay.
one of those late summer
There you go.
throwaways, kind of strong, but you're not coming out for those tentpole movies on 4th of July or Memorial
Right.
Day or
Right.
the 1st of May. Has been what they've been doing lately, is coming out with those early tentpole movies.
Mhm.
And then spreading out through June and 4th of July, and that's why I'm a little surprised how late Fantastic Four is coming out, because that's late in July, and I'm like, there's a place where people are going back to school and like summer's over.
So it makes me wonder if it was intentional to not go directly up against Superman.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many screens, only so many premium screens. I mean, Superman locked up every IMAX screen there was.
I think that will also be interesting on what the box office for Fantastic Four is. Not just are people burnt out of superhero movies, but there's enough mixed bag on reviews of
Right.
Superman, whether that will influence, well, I don't want to go see something else because this was already a letdown.
But Pedro Pascal's in it.
Oh, well. I have Pedro fatigue.
Everyone has Pedro fatigue.
I kind of want to put him back in the Mandalorian mask.
Yeah, put his Mandalorian mask back in him, and this is the way. Now there was the Disney's talking about rebooting the Indiana Jones franchise, and there was a meme I saw like the next day. It shows, you know, kind of coming out of the cave with the whip and the hat and the jacket, and it was Pedro's face. I'm like, no, anybody but Pedro Pascal.
I will say that'll be an interesting one. I think some of the intention with Crystal Skull was that they could introduce Mud and have him then be the next Indiana Jones. And at the time, Shia LaBeouf was going through some really serious personal problems and was a problem on set, and no one wanted to work with him again.
Right.
Now, he has gone through some really serious personal development, rehab. Yeah. I can't remember. I think he's found Jesus. I mean, like, some big life changes. And we're giving Tom Holland a ton of credit for stopping drinking, and he took Sober January to like a year's worth, and really that recognition. And so, is there space to give Shia LaBeouf some grace and try him in some roles again? Maybe not all the way to Indiana Jones again and play Mud, but I'm hoping that there's something in between the two that he can kind of come back to if he wants to. I have no idea if he wants to get back into Hollywood. That may have been what sparked a lot of the issues.
May have been the lifestyle of you know, Hollywood and just that downtrodden. I mean, but if you want to look at a, you know, here's how to do it, Robert Downey Jr. paved the way. I mean, he went from uninsurable, unemployable, nobody wanted him to do
windows and
to do anything, and then, you know, he plays Sherlock Holmes, he plays Iron Man, and he's all of a sudden the biggest star in Hollywood.
Right.
And, you know, besides Tom Cruise, the closest thing there is to a big male star that you can like plug him into something and like, oh, that movie's probably going to do pretty well.
And a ton of community outreach.
Oh,
he
absolutely.
continues to do.
Has, again, really changed his life and come back around. I mean, I remember seeing Back to School when he was Rodney Dangerfield's kid's sidekick, and he was crazy, and I'm like, oh, you can tell he was on the sauce and doing lines, and, you know, everything else that, you know, might be going on there is like, oh, you weren't just acting here.
Yeah, but he has come back.
I mean, but there's
that
template. You can just, you know, plug that in, and if you want to come back, like, here's what you got to do. But Hollywood, man, it's tough. There's all those things are out there calling to you all the time. So, yeah, well, I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I'm like, they bring out Pedro Pascal with the whip. I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm out. Pass. And we still got The Mandalorian and Grogu coming out sometime, eventually, maybe one of these days.
Maybe. Is Pascal still in that too?
Yeah. Yeah, he's still in.
I mean,
in
he's got a mask on. Couldn't you put anybody in that?
Well, I mean, you could.
Is it his voice?
I honestly don't know. I mean, it doesn't sound like him. Maybe they just, you know.
I mean, again, maybe he was acting.
It wasn't David Prowse's voice either, and everybody loves Darth Vader.
I was like, maybe it's not Pedro Pascal. He started talking one day. I was like, it's not the voice I heard in Mandalorian, but okay.
Took his helmet off. What? That's not the way.
Maybe the helmet voice changes. So.
Maybe he's got that Mandalorian voice changer in there.
Right.
I mean, they've got all the other whiz-bang gadgets. What do you have to do for that? Oh, here's your Beskar armor and your voice changer in your helmet.
How do we stay anonymous?
How about the wrist rockets or the jetpack? No, we start with the voice changer and the armor.
That's another one that, as long as it's taking to come out, is the shine going to be off that? Like, is anyone going to be interested?
Makes
or did it outlive its
it makes you
type.
wonder because I mean it was it was one of those COVID ones, and they had no idea. I mean they literally had no idea that Baby Yoda Grogu was going to be the cultural phenomenon that he was. He's freaking cute, and he's a Jedi, and he looks like Yoda, and everybody loved Yoda, so of course they're gonna love him. I mean they didn't have any toys, they had nothing planned, and everything was still screwed up from COVID as far as supply chain, so they couldn't even rush stuff in. And by the time they got out, I'm like, okay, it's starting to fade a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I know that movie's coming out, but no idea when. I'm like, oh, and it feels like it's been a while since we last saw The Mandalorian. So,
and I think some of the genius is that he doesn't talk.
mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to be disappointed if they make him slightly older in the movie enough that he talks.
I mean, what they say? He was like 50 years old in the show, and I mean, Yoda was 900 some odd years old when he died. So I mean that race obviously lives a long time, so it makes sense they take time to come to maturity.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, like him doing his cool little fun, like, oh my gosh, I love that, yay! Like, go!
Yeah, it was very sweet. I like that one. So you want to talk about things that we know are a disaster?
Oh, things we know are a disaster. I mean, we talked about Disney Star Wars. That's a disaster, right?
I know. So, so I'm going to sidetrack for a minute. So there is actually a really big auction coming up. Speaking of Indiana Jones
right.
and Star Wars, and it appears to be someone's private collection
I mean,
that is
really,
coming up to auction.
And like rare whiz-bang cool stuff.
Yes. So what do they have? They have
Darth Vader's lightsaber,
mm-hmm.
Indy's whip. They had, I mean, there was a whole bunch of them. Like those are the two. I'm like, what? Who needs anything else?
Right.
But it was a big collection. I'm like, that's a fortune right there.
And they're the actual movie props.
Yeah, they were the actual movie props, and like they showed Darth Vader's lightsaber close up. I'm like, that's kind of janky looking.
It does
and
remind you how far we've come.
Had the big probe on there. It's like, oh, you attach the broom handle to that and make it glow in post. And I'm like, I mean, the whip was the whip. The whip's cool. Didn't need any post CGI special effects, but certainly the lightsaber did. So if you were to have one movie prop or TV prop, you can have TV prop too, I guess, if you really wanted, what would be like? Yes, I would have. I have more money than good sense. I would go buy this thing at auction and take it off the aftermarket there.
That's a really good question. It's a really good question. I'm trying to think of things that like I watch 1,000 times.
Right.
So would I want to prop from that? What is something I watch 1,000 times?
And then do you want Wonder Woman's Golden Lasso?
Oh, that would be really cool.
That'd be a cool one. I mean, everybody wants a DeLorean in their driveway. You don't want the time machine DeLorean? That'd be awesome. Or even like thinking TV shows, I'm like, oh, the A-Team Mr. T van? Let's go. That'd be good. I mean, hard to beat, Darth Vader's lightsaber. Hard to beat Indy's whip or Indy's hat.
Right. Indy's hat's really cool.
That is super iconic.
There's certainly things that you would never use. Like you're not going to wear Indy's hat around and like take it to Gen Con and show it off.
You keep it in the case and armed guards.
Right. So I don't know. How about you?
I mean, Indy's whip's pretty cool. That'd be a good one. Or the fedora. That's not bad. Certainly a lightsaber. I mean, Vader's over Luke's or anybody else. Mace Windu's lightsaber would be cool to have.
That would be cool. I'm pretty sure that Samuel L. Jackson took that.
Oh, I'm sure they had multiples of it, though. I'll take one of the backups.
Because,
I'll take the understudy.
I mean, that's one of the things that's changed, and I don't think we'll see those types of things again. Like, there's 3 pairs of Dorothy slippers that are available, but in modern movies, a lot of times they allow the actor to take props. They allow some of those things to get saved and reserved by the person who played them. And that wasn't what happened back in the day.
Well, and I mean, there's stories of, I stole this, that, or the other prop on the last day of filming. So, I mean, you hear those stories from, stars and stuff every now and then.
So, I don't know if this will be something that fades and doesn't happen much anymore, that these things won't come up to auction much anymore. I don't know.
Or there, I mean, think of, we talked about, some certainly, I don't know, those were all 70s and 80s movies, Star Wars, Indiana Jones,
Right.
Back to the Future. What's iconic from the 21st century even that you'd want a piece of? I mean, certainly the new Wonder Woman movie came out, but you want Linda Carter's Golden Lasso or, bullet reflecting
Right.
bracers or whatever.
Bracelets.
I just wanted like quick change thing where you can spin around or. It's Superman's phone booth. Is there a phone booth in the new Superman? I mean, I appreciate one of them. I don't remember which one, and maybe it was even like a parody superhero one where they went to change and it was like it wasn't even a booth. It was just like the pole with the payphone on it. And they're like, this doesn't help me much. And it's like okay, kids out there, if you're listening, a phone booth. They used to have this device called a phone with a cord on it.
That's right. It
And
looked
you go in a
like
little
Doctor
booth.
Who's TARDIS. That's a good question. How does Superman change? Modernly.
Does he do the Wonder Woman thing? He just goes into the dark alley and spins around. I mean, he's super fast. Or there was the maybe the Christopher Reeve one where he goes through the revolving door.
Oh, that's
Clark
right.
goes in, spins around, and Superman
Yes.
comes flying out.
I mean, to raise a question, I've always wondered, what do they? It's kind of like the Hulk. What do they do with their clothes when they've changed into their superhero?
Well, to be fair, the Hulk isn't like I'm going to take this off and fold it up
No,
nice and put it in my carry-on bag and have it for later.
And part of the joke with the Hulk becomes when he becomes Bruce Banner again. Like they made it part of the issue. He's wearing torn clothes that didn't fit because he busted out of them, and now he's Bruce Banner, and none of his clothes fit anymore because he tore them all up.
Right.
So.
That was why spandex was invented, just for the Hulk.
But you never see, like when Superman comes back and has to go back to the Daily Planet. How's he get back in his suit, Clark Kent suit?
Because much like in games.
I think in Wonder Woman on the show they had her spin back into her uniform.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she would spin back into her military uniform and go back to work.
I mean, for Superman, is like the cool part is seeing Clark Kent become Superman. Do you really want to see Superman become Clark Kent? Ooh, wow, that was neat. Some dude in a suit and some glasses.
Right, maybe
that was
not.
exciting. So I mean, it's like share the awesome. Is it awesome? Not as much. Leave some of that mystery there. Well, he flies off and lands on top of the building. I'm like, again, where's his clothes? Does he have like one of those super George Jetson briefcases? And I mean, he is an alien. And
Again, even Iron
some
Man
cool
addresses this at some point.
Yep.
It's left me with something to think about.
Oh man, that's good. I made you think.
I know. Okay.
Do you ever think of your iconic movie prop?
I
Just have
didn't.
your list.
No, the Wonder Woman boots actually was kind of that's kind of a
Oh,
neat
Wonder
one.
Woman boots are good.
Yeah.
I mean, even Joe Burrow doesn't want the Batmobile anymore. The Batmobile would be cool. I want the Tumbler though, the old school Batmobile. And that's cool and all. And like you saw the Tumbler, I'm like, who would want the the old school 70s one? Bang zap zowie or sick. I guess came out in the 60s. So like that's not even exciting. Couldn't even find gas for
I
it anymore.
really liked the original Magnum PI show, and so I was thinking like not just the Ferrari. Everybody wants the Ferrari, but like his Hawaiian shirt. He always wears.
Oh, what about
the
his- what
red
about his,
Hawaiian
I mean,
shirt,
it
the
was-
baseball glove with the tigers.
Or his tiger's hat, or the iconic thing. I mean, they really go into it in the one episode where he's out like
His watch.
ocean kayaking. Yeah, his dad's dive master watch.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be a
It's
cool
an
one to
excellent
have.
episode too. By
Yeah,
the way.
that's such a good episode. Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, that would be a cool iconic thing to have. I'm like, I'd rather have a DeLorean or the Mr. T van. I'm fitting this.
I would
T-van
actually
better.
wear the Magnum PI watch.
Oh hell yeah!
That one you could
Hell
wear
yeah.
and it would be
yeah.
really
You could
cool.
wear that. And it would even do. Like, oh, nice watch. You have no idea.
Are you kidding? It's like a girl with dresses. I would tell everybody, this dress has pockets. This is Thomas Magnum's watch. I would tell everyone this was Magnum's watch.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna spend that kind of money, though, you should get you got Rick and TC following you around with guarding you so they don't steal it.
That would be even better.
TC's. I just want
want the
TC and the
helicopter?
helicopters to take me places. Yeah. Screw the DeLorean. A helicopter. I don't want traveling time. Not a big deal. That's
We could do a
fun.
whole thing on helicopters, actually. There's a lot of very iconic helicopters in TVs and movies.
Airwolf. It's hard to get more iconic than Airwolf.
Right?
Blue Thunder. Blue Thunder's lame compared to Airwolf.
No, what was? Oh, see, now you're gonna have to think of it right off the top.
Oh,
it's
the
not
Choctaw.
Simon and Simon.
It's yeah, I mean, it's the one that was like that.
the
Yeah,
other
they
one.
were.
What's
And
the
they
three
had
guys?
they had the
Crap.
crazy like Suburban or Bronco that was like kind of a convertible. I mean, they were in San Diego. It never rains here. What the hell? Yeah, they had their old Vietnam Choctaw. They flew
Yep.
around and solved mysteries.
Yep. They'd meet up with Simon and Simon occasionally.
They did it. I mean, they're all Bill Starr. I'm surprised they weren't friends with Magnum too. Do the crossover.
This is so. This is what I expect to be finding on like the MeTV and Nick at Night shows these days, because they are no longer the 1950 shows that were on at one time when we were watching
no more
it.
Leave It to Beaver and
Right.
My Three Sons.
My Three Sons. That's not it anymore. The
Shows we grew up with syndication.
Right. What's the other one Connor liked?
So I have Sally Field and the Flying Nun in my head and Gidget, but
Right.
those weren't it. He would have loved Gidget.
This was Sean Astin's mom. Anyway.
Yeah, it was awful.
Donna Reed. The Donna Reed
Reed
show.
there,
He
I was
loved
like,
the Donna Reed show, which is
I
not
have
Sean
no
Astin's
idea
mom.
why.
But I don't either, because
It was awful.
she was very manipulative. I didn't care for that show at all. I liked My Three Sons. He really enjoyed that one a lot.
He's going to need some
but-
therapy because his mom was so manipulative.
But those are no longer on.
Right?
But I don't feel like these are on either, and it does feel like these are the genre movies, shows that should be on. I mean, I would watch MeTV probably all day if those were on, but that's okay. All right. We'll binge our new ones.
Enough of your, yeah, we'll
Our new
watch
ones
our
are coming
new
out.
stuff.
We'll watch
That's right,
Wednesday.
There's new stuff to
and
watch.
King
Then we
of
can go
the
back to
Hill
watching
and-
Barney Miller again.
Barney Miller. I like Barney Miller.
Barney Miller's great. Such a groundbreaking show.
And so many of its episodes are still so topical. I'm-
And still hit, yeah.
So shocked and surprised the number of ones that come up, and I'm like, we're still addressing this issue
Right.
now. It's been 50 years and we still address this issue, right?
Jeez.
I know.
All right, what else do you have for us today?
I don't know. Our time might be up today.
Oh man, you guys are going to miss out. You know, you have to come back next time, man.
Have to come back next time. We're
check it
going to
out.
discuss next time. We'll talk in upcoming episodes here about Diamond Distributors.
Diamond Distributing and the just, I mean, it's bad enough that it's tragic for some of these game publishers, and the legal proceedings are over my head.
It's going to take more research for me, and I still don't.
There's so
get it
much
all.
going on there, and just the I just shake my head. I'm like, okay, I get you're smaller, and you don't have time maybe to research the UCC and figure out what form you have to fill. But on the flip side, your livelihood's being given to them, so I know you can't go to LegalZoom and just get that form probably, but come on.
All right, so that was a little much about it.
All right,
let's
sorry,
get
all right.
into it.
All right,
All right,
real quick.
Diamond Distributors.
Distributes for a bunch of big comics and role-playing game companies.
Okay, which I've come to understand is very much the way a lot of that is done.
Mhm.
You produce a comic and a role-playing game or a set of books, and you take it to a third-party distributor, and the distributor houses and ships to retailers for sale.
Yep.
Apparently also very common, this is done on consignment. So I will consign my product for you to hold in your warehouse, and when you sell it to a retailer, you will then pay me for what it sold, minus whatever your consignment
Right.
fee is.
You get some fee for getting it in those shops and holding it and all that other nonsense. Everybody gets their cut. Fair enough.
Makes some sense to me
Right.
because instead of every small dealer out there trying to negotiate with every
comic book shop and
comic book shop, etc., there's a consolidation and a economy of scale that goes
Right.
on in allowing this. Okay, so Diamond Distributors has been in business for, it sounds like close to 20 years or over 20 years.
I mean,
They're
they
a
were-
well-established
a
company.
well-named distributor.
It does appear starting in 2023, they were in some financial problem. And by 2024, we're starting to discuss bankruptcy.
Can't give you pause if you're shipping off books to them.
Maybe. I don't know how widely known it was they were talking about bankruptcy. It appears it caught most of their customers off guard in January 2025 when they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
I mean, if they're talking about it in 2024, I mean, I know
But
all these guys are
again,
small. I mean, but
Our articles have the benefit of hindsight
right.
in being able to say, yeah, actually, they were talking about it earlier. I don't think their customers had any idea.
And like, I get it if you're, a small publisher of, role-playing games. There's only so many hours in the day, and you might have a real job as well that you're working and cranking your books out, and you're like, hey, we send it off to them, they send us a check, everybody's happy. But if you're like a big comic distributor, I feel like you might be a little more engaged in who you're sending off, your zillion different books to.
So that's an interesting comment because WotC was engaged with them.
Mm-hmm.
Penguin Random House was engaged with them. Penguin Random House only just canceled their contracts with them. So you want to talk about some big publishing houses who've just decided they're going to jump ship. Like, they're saying their last shipment is July. So we're 6 months into the bankruptcy at that point.
And they're already telling, I mean, I don't follow the comic book industry, but the role-playing game industry, some of these guys, like, they were having communications with some of these companies even, in the last weeks, but it's been 3-4 months before that was partnered with a check.
So at least until April, Diamond continued to tell most of its clients business as usual. Keep it coming. We'll keep selling. It's business as usual. Nothing to see here.
And if you're doing a Chapter 11 reorganization of your debt and trying to get better, like, I get that because you want to continue to do business because you're trying to reorganize and come back better, stronger, and hopefully smarter next time. It's not like, oh, we're going to shut the doors and they're going to auction everything off.
Now, some of these smaller companies are saying we haven't seen checks, some of them going back to January, some of them going back to late last year, even through in April, Diamond saying it's business as usual.
Keep sending us your stuff so we can keep selling it off and not giving you your cut.
So then it gets even more bizarre. And again,
wait, there's more.
I don't have a full grasp. I've spent how many days have I spent trying to read about this?
And you've gone down the rabbit hole, and what you're sharing, some of it, I'm like, this doesn't make.
It doesn't make any sense. All right, so in Chapter 11, which should be reorganization of your debt, somehow Diamond Distributors went through their bankruptcy trustee and asked to sell their assets. There was an auction under which they were sold.
The company
was sold, and the highest bidder was Alliance Entertainment.
Okay, and they're another big distributing house.
Less than 24 hours later, Diamond Distributors said, oh no, our bad. We'd like, actually, Universal Distributing and Ad Poplum to win the bid, even though they had the second highest bid. Because it turns out we were in discussion about selling to them back in December and January. So there's some back. I don't understand how you have an auction and then not give it to whoever the highest bidder was.
And last time I auctioned something off, if somebody's going to give me $100 and somebody else is going to give me $110, I'm going to take the bid for $110. Now, I can't imagine that in the auction there were additional negotiations or like, well, I'll pay you, $100 million, but I have these caveats. Well, I'll pay you only 90, but I have these different, like, that's not how auctions usually work. That's negotiations.
Here's the other problem. It should no longer be Diamond's decision. They're held by a bankruptcy trustee. Their assets and their company and their auction should be managed by the bankruptcy trustee.
And the bankruptcy trustee's
by
fiduciary responsibility is to their creditors.
Right.
So, again, they're going to want the most money.
So, somewhere in this, Alliance files suit against Diamond for acting in bad faith.
Sounds like they acted in bad faith.
Universal Distributing, who now owns Diamond,
Kinda.
countersues that Allied was using unclean hands to get trade secrets.
Again, I'm curious how that works, and
Especially since they didn't win the bid. So
right, and they're negotiating, and is that part of the, hey, my due diligence, here's all my trade secrets, but I would figure that would be, that doesn't make sense.
It's such an uproar. The court threatens to change Diamond to a Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
That's fire sale time.
So they managed to settle the sale.
So Universal owns Diamond now.
Which continues to go by the name Diamond.
Well, and how are they still in bankruptcy court if somebody bought them? And usually when you buy them, you get all their debt. I mean, it's not a fun part. Like, you don't just get their assets, but you get their debt as well, because that's why you're buying them.
So as I said earlier, though, Penguin Random House just left Diamond. So Diamond has also continued to do business to the best of its ability, I guess. But it's now asked for, or Universal has asked for, I don't even know who's asking for it.
Somebody that thinks they might own them, kind of.
Liquidate the consigned products in order to pay not all debtors, to pay Chase Bank.
Who is, I'm guessing, their biggest debtor.
I would guess that as well.
I mean, it makes sense, and Chase has a lot of money to lend and wants their money back. So all the stuff they have from comic books and role-playing games, and I mean, they have some big comics, certainly big companies. They have some, I mean, they only have a chunk of WotC's business from what I've seen, because WotC kind of said, oh, this is bad, and has diversified. Smart for them.
WotC left in like January.
Yeah. And they have a bunch of different distributing venues, but Paisley is still in there. Green Ronin, because Green Ronin's doing a crowd fund to help pay their legal fees.
Dynamite? Do you know Dynamite?
They're a comic.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe they're a comic distributor or publisher. Yeah, I mean, and there's a couple other smaller role-playing game companies that are also crowdfunding, or maybe even threw in with Green Ronin and tried to help.
Okay, don't jump ahead.
Okay. Sorry.
So.
But wait, there's more.
So the consignment, there is, consignment works under the Universal Commercial Code.
UCC.
And there is a clause that says the distributor owns the consigned items until they are sold and paid to the consignee. Which makes no sense whatsoever, except that's how the Universal Code is. There is a form that publishers could have filled out every time they sent something that said, this is still our product.
Right.
You're just holding it for distribution. We're going to call it consignment, but you're just a holding house.
And I can't imagine that's crazy hard if you're, hey, here's my new rule book for, whatever. And I mean, even the amount of different things for Pathfinder and Starfinder and what that Paisley is putting out, like that doesn't seem, again, to me, like, oh, you have a go-by, you change it from, Starfinder Player Guide to Starfinder Player Guide 2, and off you go, and you send them that go-by. I mean, everything's a go-by.
But if you're sending, this is the argument, if you were sending a weekly publication that every pallet of it needs one of these forms, that can become very onerous.
I could see that for like comics.
Company.
I mean, hey, it's comic day, and there's 200 different comics, and those are only the ones that, your local comic store gets. There might be 300 or 400 for all you know, and then all the special covers and all. Like, if it's for each one of those, that sounds onerous. And again, but if you're, I don't know.
And it is not designed to be a blanket statement. It has to be on every shipment, every price. And again, I didn't go back and read the UCC about it yet. I was already deep down the rabbit hole.
Right, and just a reminder, that's Mo, by the way. He's coming in to say hi. I'm not an attorney. Don't construe anything said here as legal advice.
None of this is legal advice.
She's not an attorney.
Not an attorney.
And not a licensed practice law in any area, and this is not legal advice. So don't take our any legal advice here.
And
It's
there
for
are
entertainment purposes only.
big chunks of it that I still don't understand and still can't grasp a hold of yet.
It sounds like from some of the stuff the bankruptcy court's done and the other companies have done, I don't know they understand it.
So at some point here, Dynamite has actually pushed to accelerate a hearing on whether Dynamite is accelerating the hearing for Diamond to be able to liquidate these consigned pieces. Dynamite is claiming it can't make payroll until it receives these fees.
That's, I mean, it's not just the company's livelihood, that's your employee's livelihood. That's a big deal.
It does sound like Diamond hasn't paid Dynamite in a while for what it's already consigned. So they're just trying to cut their losses, I think, at this point.
And if they're getting, gosh, I mean, I don't know how many books Dynamite has on a, monthly or weekly basis. That's a lot of books. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of money.
Their push, I believe, is going to screw all of the little guys. So you got ready to say, Green Ronin, several other publishers are attempting to go in together to hire an attorney. It's much easier for Penguin Random House and for Dynamite to hire or use in-house attorneys to do this.
And they're bigger companies. They have an in-house counsel that always has better in-house counsel, and so yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, some of the really small. I mean, they have an attorney, but they're not. They're on retainer. They're not getting a check every month or.
So the argument, Paisio and some of the other small. Paisio is not a small one. The other smaller publishers are making is, I sent you new product that I need to sell at its retail price to make my profit, to pay our payrolls. If you liquidate and sell these at discounted prices, no one's going to buy my other product at full retail, even if I'm distributing it somewhere else. So the potential to distribute things in two formats, the same item, which is going to have vastly different prices then, if one's liquidated and one's a retail price, will destroy small business. No one will have faith in purchasing them anymore. They become competitors of themselves in order to pay off someone else's debt that they're not going to see any money from. I mean, to be perfectly honest, Chase is going to eat up all that money, and these little publishers aren't going to see any of it.
And so, I mean, the scary part is, and to really bring it home, you could go to, Paisio's booth at Gen Con in a couple weeks and buy the new Starfinder book for 40, 50, whatever the cost is there, or you get a Five Below and Ollie's and get it for $5.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a no-brainer, but next time Ollie's doesn't have it, when when these bigger companies that probably, I mean, that's a hard hit for anybody, even a company bigger like Paisio, especially for their new bleeding edge stuff that's coming out. They come out with the next source book or whatever for that, and they want $40 or $50 for it, and you're like, well, I bought this one at Ollie's for $5. Why would I pay you that? Because it's obviously only worth $5 because I went and bought that somewhere.
Because your general people buying this, or people who may get into the hobby because they found it at Ollie's, aren't going to know all this history.
Yeah, they go in the back of the book and they're like, go to Paisio.com for more books, and they're like, oh, what the hell is this?
Right. So, Dynamite has pushed to have the hearing held about liquidating the assets. And again, here's the confusion. I'm going back again. If you've been sold,
what?
Why are we liquidating other assets? All right. Especially because this has been a very short time frame.
And wouldn't part of that sale then say there's got to be contracts or something.
March 24th was the auction. They're setting a hearing date for July 21st about liquidating. So very little time has gone by. I mean, you hear about companies that stay in bankruptcy for years and years.
Yeah, and
this is happening
you got bought by somebody
fast.
else, so you're not bankrupt anymore because you don't exist anymore. I mean, you might be a subsidiary.
So the articles, a lot of the articles are calling
DBA
it
or something.
Old Diamond, Diamond, and New Diamond, just to try and keep straight who's doing what.
That doesn't seem to help. Like, it makes it keep straight. That just sounds just crazier.
So one of the bigger stakeholders filed with the bankruptcy court and said, that's great that you set this hearing date for July 21st. Our attorneys are out of the country and won't be back in time to be heard for this argument. We'd like to push the trial date or this hearing date.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is not legal advice and I'm not a practicing attorney. But at one time in my life, I was. And while I practiced in a civil litigation, not bankruptcy,
Mm-hmm.
in civil litigation, if you ask to have a hearing moved, that's a little bit of a challenging thing to do. Particularly in this case, given the number of attorneys that it's going to
Mm-hmm.
involve. But in civil courts, at least where we live, those hearings are held typically once a month.
Mm-hmm.
You might get it moved to the next week or in 2 weeks if there's another open docket. But typically, those civil hearings are heard once a month. The court has said, in this bankruptcy case with Diamond, we'd be happy to. We could move it from the 21st to the 24th or 25th.
Ooh, 4 days.
Ooh, 4 days. I'm like, how do you have space on your docket to move a case 4 days? And how are you not setting it for a particular date? You're giving an or statement as well,
Mm-hmm.
which, to top things off, puts it on the Thursday or Friday of San Diego's Comic-Con.
Not a big deal at all for a comic company. Nah, no big deal there. No
And as you
conflicts.
pointed out, is the week before Gen Con.
Yeah, for all your role-playing companies that are, involved in this,
So
that
these
might
are
have an interest.
Potentially the two biggest weeks
Mhm.
and busiest time frame for most of the people who have something on
Mhm.
consignment with Diamond. As of late last night, there was not an actual hearing date set.
Jeez.
It's what you get. I'm struggling with what doesn't feel like very clear guidance from a bankruptcy court.
Mm-hmm.
It feels very, whatever you guys want to do.
Again, you got sold. You're not in bankruptcy anymore. Somebody bought
If
you.
it was whatever I wanted to do, I went freaking bankrupt. I had to file Chapter 11.
Right.
It's clearly not whatever I want to do. I don't make good decisions.
I don't have to reorganize anymore because somebody bought me.
And if the sale's been finalized, that should remove them out of bankruptcy.
Again, they don't exist anymore.
They're not.
They're
That
part of
is the
somebody else.
reorganization.
Yeah, they got bought. That happens a lot.
So clearly, there.
Maddening.
It is maddening.
Imagine if
And
you're one
I'm
of these
not a
smaller
stakeholder.
companies and you have boxes and thousands, $10,000s of dollars worth of money owed to you, products sitting there that they might auction off and might show up at Five Below rallies.
And you relied on information through April that said, don't worry, it's business as usual.
Sure doesn't sound like business as usual.
No. And I don't see it getting better. My heart goes out to these companies. Diamond, Universal, the bankruptcy court have done y'all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how you come back from some of that, and
Right,
I
what's
don't
the
know
remedy
where
for
your
that?
remedy is.
I mean, even a bigger company like PaySU, that's a huge hit, and that just screws them up going forward.
Right.
And that's awful.
And at some point, the conversation and the argument needs to be made with Dynamite a little bit too. Listen, I understand that you were pushing this, but your desire
Right.
to correct this is not helping any of the rest of us correct
Yeah.
it. Now we're going to have infighting among themselves. And it should be the time to all pull together.
You'd think, but I mean, they might be fighting for their survival.
Which it sounds like they are.
Yeah.
And so, again, imagine, if Dynamite's fighting for their survival, what do you think these little guys, what do
Right.
you think Green Ronin's doing?
Yeah.
What do you think some of these other small companies, they're fighting to put food on their tables.
Mhm.
I mean,
To stay alive.
yeah,
Awful. Just awful.
it's awful. It's a mess.
And
it's a mess.
continues to get worse. It
It
sounds like.
continues to get worse. Like, the deeper I dug into it, the worse it continued to get. It doesn't make sense to me.
That's awful. That's
So,
awful.
if you have more information and you know more about bankruptcy or
Want to weigh in?
Consignment.
We'd love to hear from you. I mean,
I would love more
or anything else. You got your your Freaky Friday drink popcorn
Right.
bucket and popcorn drink bucket or whatever. So that's all we have for today. That was a lot. We definitely went down the diamond rabbit hole. That is crazy. But
appreciate you bearing with me.
We're geeking out about that, and that's what we're here to talk about things that interest us in the geek space, and certainly comic books and role-playing games are right up there on the top of that. And we want a vibrant marketplace for all these different things, because there's so many different great games out there and great game companies, and they started out as little guys that just had this dream, and now it's sitting in Diamond's warehouse at the mercy of some bankruptcy court and Lord knows what. So it's just terrible stuff. So please like, comment, subscribe, and we've got some exciting stuff coming up for you. We're going to be talking about Gen Con in the coming days here. Gen Con is less than 2 weeks away. Very exciting there. So some of these other movies and stuff coming out, so we'll definitely be talking about those once those drop. So thanks for joining us, listening to all our excitement today. I'm Jim.
I'm Diane.
And this is Fellowship of Geeks. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everybody.